Okay.
Okay.
And let's see if that works. No.
No. Yeah, I don't see anything coming up.
Yeah. How does it work though? It does work.
What if I stop the share and we talk?
Oh, I do see a captions in English.
Where-
Oh, there's a lot of different languages. Okay.
Do you find something? There was a way to do it.
Yeah, there's a CC option, English.
Under more
Oh, now it says
captions.
closed captioning is on.
Show
I guess
captions.
okay, so I guess when somebody logs in,
How about now?
yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up on my screen. I don't know if you guys see it too.
I see it now. Yeah.
You see it? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. All right, just for future, I guess I could invite somebody on. It would be kind of last minute, but I don't think she can hear anything. But good to know.
Cool.
Well, it's on. I guess we'll leave it on.
Awesome.
What do you have on? The captions?
Yeah, you see that?
No,
I don't see any captions.
Maybe the
you
person
see.
needs to click on the CC on the bottom
I
on the
think
little
that's
menu, and then it'll pop up.
Oh, where's the CC at?
Captions.
You see where you see participants and chat and host and all that, like in the very
Mhm.
bottom near the bottom right hand corner. There's a CC.
Oh,
You
I
guys
don't
see
see
that?
the CC.
Oh,
How
okay.
do you?
Yep, they're there. I got them to come up.
They're not on my end.
You hit more, and then you go to
Oh,
captions,
more. Oh,
oh
okay.
yeah.
and then it says everything everyone's saying.
Oh, yeah, okay. And then you go to captions and it says caption language.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Hey, you learn every day, huh? What do you
So
know?
you did something because my captions went away.
Yeah.
So I can't pick captions any longer. I mean, the thing that allow you to do captions, it went away.
It's probably because you have your captions on.
Oh, I don't see anything coming up.
I can push hide captions and then show captions, and it brings it back on. Can you hear
Let me
me?
go under the host.
Yep.
Hi, Matthew. I have a new person. She's called Miss Nino, Nino.
Are
Okay.
they on?
No, one person. Yeah, I
I have
sent
two
them.
people getting on supposedly. Not on yet.
I spoke to her a few minutes ago. So
Once they get on, let's introduce them.
Oh,
So
I
you
see the
get on, I'll
captions
stop
now.
the
You see
music.
it?
So, going to show
yeah.
captions. Okay.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, English is not her
Yeah,
first language.
there it
She's
is.
from Europe.
So
But
why do we want captions on?
Hector wanted it for the person that he wants to invite.
Oh, he's
Let me see if she hops on. Let's see.
okay. So if you click on show captions, it come on. She's deaf. That's the person that's deaf.
Yeah, she's
And
deaf. Yeah.
Who'd you say your person is, Matilda?
her name is Nino, Miss Nino.
Nino.
Yeah, she doesn't know much. So yeah,
we have
English.
two people coming on.
Yeah.
I don't see them yet, though. I don't see anybody. Am I
We got
missing something?
7:29, guys. Hang tight. Just look for your guest and introduce them when they come on 7:30.
Um,
That's cool. I didn't know we had that.
What's
Had
that?
what?
The closed caption thing. And I also learned that on the link magnet videos, you can turn on closed caption.
You guys watch Shane Perry today?
I did not, but I heard it was good.
I did.
Was it good?
It was ecstatic.
Yeah, it was
where
great.
was it at? Where was Shane Perry on?
LFIC or ILTC or whatever it's called.
Oh, I don't know if I
I
see
think
today.
I think they
Yeah.
posted the recording, right?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah,
there.
they usually
It's on
do.
the chat. Christian said we should watch it tomorrow. I think that's a great idea, man. It's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually powerful. He's a boss. He
He's
talks.
a great communicator.
Man, he taught some really, really good stuff that I never really.
He recruited me. He recruited me when I saw him live.
You
Yeah.
went out there with us, didn't you, to Modesto?
I went to Fresno.
Fresno. I thought it was Modesto, but maybe it was Fresno.
Probably maybe close.
Maybe, yeah.
Hi,
I
your
never,
name's iPhone. What's your name,
Fresno.
man?
I never forget that trip.
What's your
Right?
name,
Not
iPhone?
close.
The Shane Perry. I bring a perfume, a big uh, a big glass of perfume, and airport they throw in the trash.
Oh no.
I never forget that trip.
I remember that trip. You smelled the whole time.
You're right. Oh my God. I
All
get
right,
so
guys, we're going to get started here in a minute. I got 7:31. If we have a guest, if you're the first time here, could you raise your hand real quick? Let us know you're here for the first time.
Oh, I'm not a guest.
All right. Hello, hello. How are you? If you don't mind, who invited you and what's your first name?
Hi, Miss Nino. So we are about to start. Have you logged in?
Sorry about that. Yeah, you got an interruption. Who was that?
That was Matilda talking.
I-
That's Amanda that raised her hand.
Oh, that's what I'm looking for is the Amanda. Yeah. Hey, Amanda, how are you?
Yeah, so she's about to log in. Nino
Okay.
and I.
All right, Matilda, that's good. All right, guys.
April's here.
That wasn't maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah, let me see if April's on camera.
So in a way, trying
April
not
is
to.
Oh,
there.
hey, April. So April's in,
Yeah,
guys. That's
and
April Brandon.
also
Hello, how are you
yeah
all?
yeah
Hey,
also
April.
yeah for the speaker she's a non-English speaker. She speaks English, but sometimes when we go too fast, they don't get it. So just let me know. She's
Okay.
from Europe, but lives here.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Matilda. All right, guys. Well, good evening, everybody. I am gonna, well, just good evening. Gordon Margerum here, Regional Vice President with the company. I'm going to turn it over to Matt Johnson. Matt, take us away. You're going to hear from Matt. You're going to hear from Tony, Raina, and Vlad. You're going to hear from Denise, and then I'm going to come in and wrap it up. So, Regional Leader, Future Vice President, Matt Johnson, take it away, buddy.
Thanks, guys. What I'm gonna do is just go through a little bit of stuff. Thanks for letting me be here. Excited to have y'all here, and I think what we share is gonna be life changing for some of you guys. Let me share my screen real quick. Can you guys see my screen here?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on tonight. I hope you guys pay attention, get some notes. It's going to be some good stuff. We got some good stuff to share tonight. We got a lot of people that are going to share some stuff. So I hope you guys find it to be valuable. First thing I want to talk about is just why people get started with us. April or Amanda, I think those are two new people. Those are your names, right?
Yes.
I might ask you some questions. If you don't mind answering, that would be awesome. First reason why people get started with us is that they don't like what they currently do. Okay. A lot of people are in that situation and they just don't like their current job. The second reason why people get started is that they want to earn some extra income. I talked to a lady that was a teacher today. She loves being a teacher, but she just doesn't get paid enough. So right now we're in a gig economy or entrepreneurial economy, and there's people that are doing DoorDash and Instacart and Amazon deliveries and all sorts of different things. And so some people like what they do, but they don't make enough money doing it. So they want to be able to make some extra money, and we can help people with that. The reason why I got started with the company was I wanted to get a financial education. I was in the legal industry for almost 20 years. I did consulting for law firms in the cybersecurity space. I had a meeting with a guy that was similar to what we're going to talk about tonight, and I learned that I didn't know anything about money, so I didn't want to continue not knowing anything. So I came on board to just because I wanted to learn how money worked. After I started paying attention and learning, listening, learned a bunch of different concepts, I really like helping people. So I stayed here because I like to help people. And then the last reason why people start is because they want to earn a business. You'll hear a story tonight about a guy that had a business and didn't quite work out how he wanted, so he's here doing it again. A lot of business owners build businesses multiple times. So can you guys see, April, can you tell me what would, out of these five, what would you say appeals to you the most out of those?
I would say 1 through 5 would appeal to
All
me.
of them. That's what I'm
Absolutely.
talking about. I love that. Good deal. Awesome. So the first thing is that this is our purpose. Okay. Now how important is having a purpose, or better yet, how many people have a purpose? I guess everyone has a purpose, but how many people would you say know what their purpose is? Anybody want to answer that?
Very few.
Very few, almost nobody do, right? So
Right.
everybody, we all have a purpose. Most people don't know what it is. So this is our purpose. This isn't just words on a screen. This is why we're here, is we want to help build financial independence for people, right? We want to help families build financial independence. Now, somebody that's new here, can you tell me what would you say financial independence is? If you haven't been here before, can you just give me an idea of what you would say financial independence is to you?
Letting my money work for me.
That's a great answer. I love that. That's better than my answer. My answer was living comfortably. I wanted to pay my bills on time. I wanted to not have any debt, buy my kids the kind of clothes they wanted, go on vacation. I just wanted to live comfortably. You're in a much better mindset than I was. The definition of financial independence is that it occurs the moment your passive income exceeds your living expenses. Okay. So there's two ways you could make money here in America is you can either make money actively by working for it, or you can make money passively without working for it. And once you make enough money passively to cover all of your bills, all your living expenses, all your everything, essentially what it means is that you could retire. If you want to work, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You have the freedom of time to do whatever it is that you want to do. Does it make sense?
Yes.
So you can either make your money actively by working for it or passively without working for it. Which one would you rather?
I'd rather
Work
pass.
passively.
And then when you make enough money passively to cover all your bills, all your living expenses, all your everything, that's when you're financially independent. That's not what I thought it was. Okay. So if I ask 100 people if they want to be financially, everyone on the call, does anybody want to be financially independent?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Can you see how that
Yes.
if you don't have any passive income, you'll never be financially independent?
Right.
Right? Where I'm from, we made our money actively. Nobody taught me how to make money passively. I was taught to go to get an education, to get a degree, to get a job, to go work for my money. And I was working for my money actively until I met some people here and they started showing me how you can make passive income. So here's some of the problems that we have in the country right now. 95% of workers say paychecks fail to keep up with the cost of living. Everything's getting more expensive. Jobs aren't paying anything else, so everybody is struggling. There's lots of people. 80% of the population's living check to check. Okay, debt's at an all-time high. It's $18 trillion in household debt. We got over $12 trillion in mortgages. There's a record auto loans debt over 1.7 trillion. There's student loan debts are out of control. There's $1.2 trillion in credit card debt. Household debt's up 55% over the last 10 years. That's crazy. And Americans are just fighting inflation with debt. So people can't afford to live. They don't have enough money to survive. And what they're doing is going deeper and deeper into debt every day to be able to get by, live the lives that they, want to live or are trying to live.
Yikes.
The life insurance market. There's 100 million Americans who are underinsured or don't have any insurance at all. Okay, 52% of people have a life insurance policy, half of them don't have it. This is a terrible situation. We want people to be protected. Insurance companies are raising rates. They made record profits in the last couple of years. Okay, they're raising their rates. Insurance, not anybody has it. The ones that do, it's more expensive. It's hard to survive. Banks are making more money than ever before. This JP Morgan made $11 billion in the first quarter. Okay, banks made $80 billion in the first quarter, even though all the problems that there are in the nation and on the news, and they're still making record profits. Okay, there's something called a great wealth transfer. This is important. Okay, there's something called a great wealth transfer. And what that means is that the baby boomers are dying right now. Okay, there's lots of them dying every single day, and they're going to pass down $124 trillion in wealth to the next generation. Okay. That's a lot of money, right? The definition of a business is to find a need and fill it. Okay, businesses are founded on the needs of people. So our business here, there's a huge need for people to understand money. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
There's check this out, okay? There's 1.3 million attorneys in the United States right now. Okay, there's over 1.1 million doctors in the United States.
Wow.
But we only have 300,000 financial advisors. Okay, So there's a record number of money. There's $124 trillion that's going to pass from one generation to the next. And there's only 300,000 financial advisors to be able to help people know what to do with that money. Would you say that there's a need to do what we do?
Yeah.
Huge need.
A huge one, right? So there's $1 trillion of wealth in the night just for the top 19 families. Okay, $1 trillion of wealth was created for just the 19 richest families. Now, I had no idea how much $1 trillion was. I saw this on a webinar the other day, and this blew my mind. So I want to share this with you guys. Okay, here's a $100 bill. Okay, this is $10,000. You could put this right in your pocket, right? This is $1 million. You could fill up a briefcase and have $1 million. Okay. 100 million is a pallet of mulch at Home Depot, right? $1 billion is 10 packs of mulch, right? And now check this out. $1 trillion is double stacked pallets, a whole football field full.
Mm.
Do you have any idea that's how much $1 trillion is?
Wow.
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 So let me put it into perspective this way. If you count to 1 million, it's going to take you 11 and a half days to get there. Okay. If you count to 1 billion, it's going to take you almost 32 years to get there. Now, let me ask anybody want to give a guess on how long it'll take you to get to $1 trillion?
200 years.
That's what I thought too. 300. It's 32,000 years. It's
Wow.
$1 trillion is 1,000 billions. We don't even understand numbers in school. They don't even teach us how numbers work, right? We don't even know what it's just a B with a T, right? So listen to this. If you spend $1 million a day, it would take you 2,700 years to spend $1 trillion. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah, I think we should try
2,700
that, Matt.
years spending $1 million every single day. And now watch how crazy this is. We're 37 trillion. I looked this up right before we started. We're over $37 trillion in debt right now. You go look this up yourself. It's usdebtclock.org. This is a moving budget of where we are as a country, and we're $37 trillion in debt. And remember, $1 trillion is 1,000 billions. That's mind-boggling to me. I don't know if you guys are getting that, but for me, that's crazy. Okay. So there's some reasons why people are failing financially. And what we found is that there's 3 main reasons why people are failing financially. Okay. First reason is that most people don't have a financial education. Would you guys say that you learned a whole bunch about money in school?
No.
No.
You know, a whole bunch of people that are teaching you all about how money works and how to pay your mortgage off and how to get out of debt and how to invest for your future. No one's teaching that stuff, right?
Nope.
No.
So that's the first reason we don't get an education. The second reason is that people don't have a plan. The average family, I read the other day, it said that an average family spends 20 to 40 hours planning for a 1 week long vacation. Okay. They spend 100 to 200 hours planning a 1-day wedding, but they won't spend 3 hours per year talking about personal finances.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. So nobody has a plan. How many pages is your financial plan? Mine was big 0. I didn't have one, right? I had no idea. And the last reason is that people don't have a financial professional helping them. There's 300,000 financial advisors, and there's trillions of dollars about to move from one generation to the next. And we're looking for people that we can help to teach this stuff so that they can help people manage their money, move their money, grow their money for themselves. I got started for the education, okay? I didn't come here thinking I was going to make a whole bunch of money. I came here because someone showed me these, and I realized that I didn't know anything about this, and I'm not the kind of guy that wants to continue not knowing something. If I don't know something, I want to learn it. I came here and just started learning. The more I listened, the more I learned, the more I paid attention. The people that I met people like Gordon, who I'm going to introduce next. I met Gordon. Gordon's an incredible guy. He's been here, I don't know how many years, but he makes about $250,000 a year. I was in corporate America in the legal industry at a high level. I was making $150,000 a year. I thought that was great. Gordon's making $250,000 a year. He's made over almost $3 million in earnings since he's been here. Okay, so the people, the mentorship, the quality of individuals that can teach you, if this is something that's interesting to you. If it's not interesting to you, you're probably wasting your time. But if it is interesting to you, there's plenty of people that can help you here. And with that, I'm just going to let Gordon take it away from here.
Thanks, Matt. Whoops, you got to allow me to share if you can. What is it? Allowing me? Yeah, there we go. Hey guys, yeah, love that, Matt. Great examples of shortfalls, things that need to change in our society. And it starts with us in our house. Does that make sense? We can look at that national debt thing and get overwhelmed, and we can look at all the big numbers, but starts in our houses. And what are we going to do to make our financial houses better? We
That's
teach
right.
the basics of financial planning. And I pride myself in working for a company that can help people start out with as little as $25 a month, $50 a month, and on and upwards. Now, and almost everybody out there can do that, whether they're just starting a new job in their 20s or they're been in a career for 10 or 15 or 20 years or even 30 or 40. And I'm going to tell you, I don't care what your age is, you start now, okay, wherever you are. And building a financial house can be overwhelming and be complicated, but we've made it simple. We've put together a GPS for building a financial house because anybody on here, if I asked you, hey, how do you get from here to, somewhere, let's say I don't know, I was going to say Baltimore, North Dakota, but I don't know the city, but let's say you're going to North Dakota. The first thing you might do, all of us, is pull our phone out, right? And then we plug in the zip code in North Dakota we're going to. Let's say it's the Badlands or something like that. And you go, dang, that's a long couple of days to drive there. But that's a GPS. We all have one of those in our phone, but nobody has a GPS for their retirement. Nobody does. So we have generated that. We've created that as a company, but it still requires a compassionate and caring person to do the job. It requires somebody, and it's never going to be taken over by AI. Here's why. When the market ebbs and flows, AI doesn't coach you. It doesn't remind you. It's not there for you. AI will not take over this industry. And so that's good news for us. And people don't get up on Saturday morning and say, hey, honey, I think we need to take care of our life insurance. You ever watch those ads on TV? It's always the guy. Well, I've got to get around to it, right? It's always the guy. The wife's sitting there going, or the lady's going, honey, dude, will you take care of that? Well, I'm getting around to it. And it's the same thing with investments. It's the same thing with planning. Nobody gets around to it. Requires somebody to step into their lives and say, hey, you have an opportunity to take advantage of getting the GPS. We already have it, and getting somebody, if you like us and you care, and we do care, we're going to show you how to win the money game. Tonight, you're going to hear a couple examples. You're going to hear from Tony Raina with Vladimir, new teammate. They're going to talk to you about just the business idea because we're looking for people that are attracted to getting professional licenses. We're looking for people that are attracted to building a business. When I got into the business, I teased the guy that got me here. I have never done anything other than work in corporate America. I did that for 13 years. And then I had a guy bring me to a meeting. I kind of dragged and kicked. But once I showed up, I was like, well, this makes sense. I can build a business. I'm in my office right now, 3,000 square foot office, Owings Mills. We got an in-person meeting here tomorrow night. So I fell in love with the idea that I could build a business of recurring residual income in the most important industry there is, and I didn't know any of this stuff. And then you're going to hear from Denise, and she's going to walk you through a client example. Then I'll jump back up and share you an example of a 26-year-old guy today that I had just helped, and then I'm going to wrap it up. So Tony, Raina, and Vladimir, you want to take it away for a few minutes?
Yeah, sure. What a great job, buddy. Yeah, Vladimir, we met a couple of days ago. See, one thing we know is if you want to go ahead and everybody has a dream to own a business. So Vladimir and I met last week, I think, maybe a week and a half ago. And we start talking. He's a very interesting man. And what attracted me to talk to him, this guy has a big heart. While I was in a Sam's Club buying some stuff, I saw him helping an elderly woman pick up the water from the big pile. I said, this guy likes helping people. So we start talking, and what he told me about his story that blew me away. So Vladimir, can you unmute yourself, please?
He's here, ready to roll. Yep.
Yeah, he's ready. You're still muted, Vladimir.
And if you guys can stick to like 3 to 5, that'd be great.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
sounds
So
good.
tell me, what kind of business you had? What it costed you? How much did you invest in that business?
Um, Back in 2002, uh, I wanted to be financially independent, and I introduced the idea to my wife, and she supported it. And a couple of years later, actually a year later, in March 2003, she found a Subway franchise for me, and I had over $100,000 in my retirement savings funds, and I had I had no plan about how to spend that money. I was just excited to invest in the business because of the brand, and and I bought the store for $30,000, and I spent over $75,000 in remodeling, because it was promised to me that I was gonna make a lot of money, but that didn't work out well, and now I'm selling the store for $25,000.
Oh my gosh.
I lost all of my savings, and on top of that, I owe over $50,000 in business debts, not taking into account the $18,000 in credit cards debt that I accumulated. What I was while I was So what I was doing to support myself, and even though my wife worked, but I felt like, I'm the man, and I never told her what I was doing to support ourselves. So I was like using my credit cards to take care of ourselves, and the business wasn't making. I mean, it made money, but because of the royalties, which is 15% of the weekly sales, and the food cost is about like 30%
Hmm.
of our expenses. I would say labor, no, labor is about 30%, and then food cost is about 40%. So we were making money, but we were not seeing the profits. And so this year, I decided, I gotta let it go because it has destroyed my life,
Hmm.
and so I'm starting all over again.
So
Wow.
you are here with almost week and a half. Have you learned anything when it comes to your finance? Are you learning anything?
Yes, and when when I met Tony, I said, "Wow, this." And then during our first meeting, I learned so much about finances, like how to build wealth from the ground up. And I just said to myself, I wish I had met someone like that before I spent $100,000 of my retirement in a business that was not going to profit me.
Holy moly.
Well, congratulations to you, Vladimir.
Yeah.
And you're on a right track, and we are so proud to have you.
Yes.
People like you are very successful in our business.
And I didn't know anything about life insurance, so he explained it to me in detail, and I even got life insurance through Primerica, and so there's so much that I've learned about finances. So
Wow.
I'm really thankful.
You're
Thanks,
welcome,
Tony.
brother.
Thanks, Vlad.
Yeah.
Man, here's to kicking some butt and doing some great things here, man, because you can. And I was this close to doing the same thing about 25 years ago because I
Yeah.
left the photographic industry and I had about the same amount of money saved in my 401k, and I almost bought a lab. I almost bought a photo lab, and
Wow.
nobody has those things. Everybody switched to the cell phone.
Wow.
I would have lost it all. And I'm thankful that I didn't because it
Yeah.
started showing up and I got invited early to a meeting But I probably would have been in the same boat, man.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention that I work overnight now to support myself while I'm also managing the business. So
Wow.
yeah, but you live and learn, right?
You live and learn. All
Yeah,
right. Well, you're
You got
destined for
to.
but
success.
I'm glad you made the right decision though.
Yeah. Well,
You
Yeah.
do
stick
too.
around, man. Stick around and
Okay.
stick
Okay.
around. The good news is here is you don't have to take that risk here. It's just the time that
Yeah.
you put in and learning and get all your licenses. Get them
Just
Okay.
your
all.
sweat equity, not your finance
Sweat
equity.
equity here. This is a
Just
place
sweat
where you can put
equity.
sweat equity, not all your equity.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
good point. Denise,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Matt, do I have permission to
Yes,
share?
ma'am. You do.
Okay. Okay. So what we do is just awesome. I'm getting to share what we actually do, a family that I helped. When I started here years ago, I got really excited about finance because it was a lot of things that I had not heard either. And so I got really excited about learning it and getting licensed. So I got fully licensed quickly. Got
Right.
fully licensed, I got trained. And now, since I was trained, I was actually in a position to train others. So this is an example of a family that I helped recently, not too long ago, with training a teammate. So do most people have insurance at work?
Yes.
Yes, most of them do. And they think that they're okay. They think that
Right.
they're all right at work. Of course, we know about the actively at work clause that we educate on. But most people that haven't seen that clause, know nothing about it. They have their coverage at work and they think they're okay. So this is a gentleman that I went to sit with when I was training one of my teammates. He has a couple of kids. He was about 50 years old. He worked for the state of Maryland as a correctional officer. And anybody that works for the correctional officers is really offered insurance right up front by this IUL company. But either way, he had this insurance and he had it for years. And if you look before we sat with him, he thought, as we was talking with him, he thought that he had 100,000 of coverage on himself, and he thought he had 20,000 on his children. So I asked him to get the policy, which he did. And as we went through the policy, we found that he had 13,000 of insurance on him,
Wow.
5,000 on his children, for a
Unbelievable.
total of
100 on himself.
18,000. But he was paying $430 every month for that.
Wow.
$1,000.
That's a highway robbery.
Highway robbery. They had all kinds of riders and different things that he didn't need in the policy.
Wow.
And at that moment, he couldn't understand how it all happened and how was it in this policy that truthfully he had never looked at. They had sent him the policy, but he had not looked at the policy. So he had no idea. He just went by what he thought was there.
Wow.
And because of that, he's paying $430 a month. He also had no savings outside of the company's pension plan that was mandatory. Other than that, he had no savings, no emergency fund, nothing set aside in case something had come up. So after we went through everything, I was able to give him 200,000 on himself. His boys were almost 18 at that point. So he put 15,000 on them, a total of 215,000. His premium was actually $111.83.
Wow.
For that
$300
at that
less.
time. He was 50 years old. Saved him a difference of $318 every month. So we quadrupled his coverage for 1/3 and less than that of what he was actually paying in the other. And on top of that, this group coverage would not have even paid out if he had gone out sick.
Right.
So he's paying $400 a month for something that would not have paid him.
Yikes.
So after that, we talked about actually what to do with that money. So he didn't have a savings at all. We actually opened up a Roth IRA for him for $218 a month. And if he saved that, which he is, up until retirement at 67, that will give him an extra $136,000 extra. But now he has an emergency fund also, which he did not have before. So now he has that money to set aside that he doesn't have to worry about if things happen. He'll have some money that he can go and take care of that emergency, which gives you a great peace of mind. And I spent about 2 hours with him going over everything, educating him and explaining everything. And for those 2 hours, I earned $1,073.
Wow.
Who could
Nice.
use $1,073
Unbelievable.
for a couple
2
of
hours?
Yes.
I'll take
Nice, nice.
Nice,
That's fine,
Denise.
Denise.
That's
Awesome.
$5.25 an hour, man.
So that is how we actually help families, what we do. And how many people need to know this information?
A lot.
everybody.
A lot of people.
A lot of people, everybody needs to know. So the question becomes, can you feel comfortable just sharing?
Yeah.
Because that's all I did was share. If you go see a good movies, do you tell people about it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good restaurant.
Absolutely.
Great job,
Absolutely.
Denise.
And if you're here at 13,000, then you go to 200,000. Can you tell people about it?
Routine to 200.
That's crazy. Thank
That's
you, Denise.
200% up.
And a lot of people will say, I already have a product. And that's true.
Yeah.
Most
It's
people
true.
own financial products. And that's not, when they tell me that, I'm like, awesome, let's meet. Let me share with you what we do and let's compare. And
Right.
almost 90% of the time, we're going to beat what they have, which is a competitive advantage. You know, Vladimir was in a business of selling sandwiches. There's other people that make sandwiches out there. The competitive advantage that Subway has is not extreme. They market more, but because of that marketing, they have a lot of fees and expenses. So our business has zero marketing. We're the marketers. We have to learn the products, but our products are superior to the
Yes.
industry. We kill the industry because we have the best products. Let me share with you a testimony. I got started in the business over 20 some odd years ago, 30 something years old. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So, Vladimir, I sit down with the guy named Jeff, and he says, look, what do you have for life insurance? And I said, my mom got me a policy with New York Life. I didn't know my fiance at the time also got her mother got her a policy. It's amazing how moms influence kids with life insurance. So come to find out, I'm spending $83. I have $100,000 in life insurance. This is me over here. I have $100,000. I'm spending $83. Well, at this meeting, I find out my girlfriend, fiance, she's got 50,000. She's spending $50. So we go, okay, 150, add it up, and we're spending $133 a month. We're combining our assets in our household, gonna get married, buy a home. And he says, look, you're dramatically underprotected. If you died tomorrow, at the time I was making about 80 to 100K, and he says, if you died tomorrow, you're going to leave your fiance with 100,000 and she's got 200,000 in debt. She's going to be in trouble. And then if she wants to have kids and raise kids, that 100,000 doesn't go far. So I needed 800, and then she needed 450. So we really needed $1.2 million. Now just think about that. If you could show people how to go from 150 to $1.2 million in coverage, and you could cut their insurance costs, isn't that a compelling argument to do business with us?
Definitely.
Every single time. So I was like, I didn't hesitate. Even though moms were involved, I said, what do we need to do to make this change? So that day, I submitted an application for 126 bucks because it was 8 times the protection for $7 less. I didn't call mom and I didn't call her mom. I wanted to see if we could qualify. $126 a month comes out to $1,500 a year. Then he shared with me, because he was a friend of mine, he says, I'm going to make $756 doing this. And I'm like, whoa, 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 time out. I'm getting a better value and you're going to make almost $1,000. He's like, yeah, it's going to pay my rent at the time. That was his rent. And I was like, well, crap, dude. Can I do this? Is there a business opportunity? He says, yeah, if you're a broker, you make 1,500. Well, I'm like, well, I could do the math. If I do that once a week, that's an extra 3 grand a month. If I do that twice as a rep. So if I do that twice a week, that's 1,500 a week. Heck, I'm making 65, 75,000 bucks a year, and I don't have to buy any products. I don't have to rent any buildings. I don't have to hire anybody. I'm in the profit. I'm in the money zone. Immediately. We earned well over $2.5 million doing this business, just sharing our testimony. I got the product that Saturday and I've never looked back. And I told my mom, Mom, I got way more coverage. And then I went to see my mom. I replaced her stuff. Then I went to see my fiance's mom. That took a little bit more, a little bit more. But I finally got in front of my mother-in-law and I rolled over a $400,000 investment that she passed away last Thanksgiving. It paid her over $400,000 in her retirement, and then it left over $300,000, almost $400,000 to her kids.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What we do is right, guys. We're a one-stop financial solutions supermarket with home delivery. We do a little bit of everything. If you look at this chart, the life insurance industry, there are people out there that make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. We do life insurance, but we do it better than everybody else. We do it better than Snake Farm. We do it better than Hand in Your Pocket, John Hand in Your Pocket. We do it better than Nationwide. We do it better than Northwestern Mutual. The guy, I'm going to share with you a story in a minute. He was a Northwestern Mutual guy. I met him when he was there. He's no longer in the business, but he's still my client. There's people that do mortgages that make 6 figures. We do mortgages with Rocket Mortgage and Quicken Loans. We do auto insurance with the largest broker of the auto insurance that works with Sam's Club and Costco, and they shop your auto insurance. We deal with legal protection. There's people that make hundreds of thousands of there. And then in the investment business, there's need for advisors. And man, there's people making millions in the investment industry, and we do it all. And that's why I say we are by far the best business opportunity in America today, because we're looking for people that want professional licenses. So check this out. I'm going to stop sharing for 1 second, but I want you to see this. Some of the companies we represent. Tell me if you can see my screen. I'm going to shift over to Google. And can you see Google?
Yes.
Watch this. I just searched it a minute ago. What company has the most 6- and 7-figure earners? Primerica, this is AI Google. It says Primerica, a financial services company, is known for having a large number of 6- and 7-figure earners. Is that good?
Yeah.
Google says we have a large number. The company operates on a multi-level marketing structure, which we are not, but they don't understand everything. But we're more of a broker agent model, which you'll see in a minute, but that's the labeling. And we've produced more individuals earning these income levels than any other business in North America. Well, that's pretty daggum big deal, in my opinion. Any other company in North America? Okay, well, that's a big deal. So some of the companies we represent, we represent a company called Fidelity. How many people need to invest more money? We represent Rocket Mortgage, Quicken Loans. We've some of the best accolades in the industry. You can't get, by the way, AM Best, A+ rated, Better Business Bureau, A+, Newsweek. You cannot get better ratings out there. We're listed as the most trusted financial firm, Forbes Magazine, Dalbar, Fortune, all these places that look at companies and invest. They love us. They love us. Earnings report, it's 261 today. Home office in Duluth, Georgia, the largest employer in Duluth, Georgia. We've been paid a couple shekels, 162,000 just in shares and equity, which continue to grow. We'll leave it there. I like ownership. So why the financial industry? The financial industry has more people making $100,000 a year and $100,000 a month than any other industry out there. What industry is the most likely to make you a millionaire? The answer may surprise you. It's the financial industry. So check this out. Have a conversation the other day with a 26-year-old guy, got another little testimony, and he changed jobs. So in this job change, he says, Gordon, I changed jobs, And oh boy, it's not pulling up on my screen. Maybe I can pull it up here. Can you see my whole screen? Nope, that's not it. Share. I'm going to do desktop. So right in the middle of my screen is this guy's Roth IRA. So Vlad, this guy's 26
Mhm.
and he's a young guy. And I met him through a connection with Northwestern Mutual. He realized they were kind of taking advantage of people. So he sets up a Roth IRA with me. He's got $8,500 in there. He says, I just left one company and went to work for another one. And I said, oh, yeah, what'd you do with your money? 401k money. He says, well, Principal has it and they converted it to an IRA and a Roth IRA. I said, oh, yeah. I said, dude, in the last 12 months, your IRA with us has earned 29.7%, almost
That's
30%. That's
yeah.
nice. So
Yeah.
his Roth IRA with me has earned right at 30%. I said, let's look back and say, if we take your 401k, which was a total of 36,000, and if we added it to 26-year-old young man, I said, if we put it all together, it's 44,000 bucks. And if we put that in a Fidelity mutual fund, I put it in Fidelity Advisor Growth.
Yeah, great
I
fun.
work with Fidelity because
That's
people
right.
ask me all the time, who do you work with? I said, man, I work in the financial industry. Name a company. I probably represent them. So Fidelity, I set it up. We put in 44,000. Now, if I could turn back the clock, I can't tell you exactly. I don't have a crystal ball. Can't tell you what the future holds, but I can show you what the past has done with this mutual fund. If we
Mhm.
put your $44,509 and we invested it in this Fidelity Advisor Growth Fund, and we went back to 1987 and we left it alone. We didn't add anything to it. Now there's some expenses to it, 2,500 bucks, and some people go, "Don't pay any expenses." Okay, you can do what you want, but let's say he pays these expenses. The earnings after 36 years would be 3.9 million bucks.
Wow.
Wow.
He
Wow.
started out with 44,509, and if he leaves it alone, the return on that is 12.64% over that 36-year historical period.
Hmm.
This is a factual number. Now what can I tell you? History repeats itself. So
That's
if
right.
that continues, if artificial intelligence is a thing of the future, if semiconductors are a thing of the future, if technology is a thing of the future, you're in good shape.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if we continue to get this 12, almost 13%, young man, I'm going to have you with $4 million when you're 64 years old.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Don't touch the money. Just leave it alone. So he said, fine, I don't need the money. I won't touch the money. I will do that. And so we're rolling that over. And so check this out. We roll over that money. And what happens is I get paid. So I got paid 15, I'll get paid 1,500 on that rollover. And then he said, I got an extra $20. I got a little bit of life insurance. I want to add a little bit more. So for an extra $20, I gave him another $200,000 in life insurance. He's 26. He doesn't have some major needs, but he says, I want to leave it to my mom and dad.
Wow.
Nice.
So that's 240 a year. I'm at a 100% contract, so the company's going to pay me about 200 bucks to increase his life insurance, and then I'm going to make about 50. So that was like a couple of phone calls to make almost 2 grand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why the financial industry? That's why. And that's nothing to do with I'm looking at my wall over here. It's nothing to do with the 415,000 that I'm rolling over right now that a 59-year-old man just called me to do. That checks are at his house waiting to be sent out. It's nothing to do with the other 100,000 that's on the way from Mr. Hop. It's nothing to do with this is just a small $36,000 transaction. So I know at the end of the month I'll make another 20 to 25,000 bucks.
Wow.
We do it through a broker agency model. This is where Google was wrong. They said MLM. We're not a multi-level marketing. We're a broker agency. We're looking for people that want to get professionally licensed. In the broker agency model, compensation gets paid out when the transaction happens. When you buy the house or sell the house, you pay compensation in those transactions. The mortgage company gets it and the real estate company gets it. So let's just talk about the real estate side. On average, it's about 6%. So a $200,000 home these days probably should make it 400,000. But in this case, 200,000, 12,000 in fees get paid out. 6,000 goes to the agent, 6,000 goes to the broker. The agent gets a piece because he found the client, drove him around, showed him the home. The agent listed the property, and another agent sold the property. The broker was in the office because the broker had the business. They paid the rent. The broker was Tony Raina. The broker found Vladimir. I'm a broker. I've found people that work in our business because I've marketed the business and I've told people I've run a broker agency. When you become a broker, Vladimir, and I want to see that one day, I can't wait to high five you. But a broker here, let's say you got 5 agents. Because if you really work hard, how many years have you been involved with Subway?
2 years and a
So in the
few
next
months.
2 years, since you've given them 2 years, let's say 2 years from now, you're a broker. In the next 2 years, you could find 5 to 10 agents. Does that seem reasonable?
Yes, if I work hard.
If you look for them. Like if I said, hey, go out to the parking lot and start flipping over rocks, some of them are painted red. Keep flipping until you find them. That's kind of how you do it. You go out there and look
Mhm.
for people and say, hey, this may not be your cup of tea, but I'm looking for people and I want 5 agents. You find 5 agents that make 6 grand each, you're going to be excited for them, but you're really going to be excited about your compensation because you're going to get 5 times 6,000. You're going to make the 30,000 in overrides, and you don't
Wow.
have all the costs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're the business owner now. You're the guy that's that's excited. Like I'm excited, but I'm excited when I got people making money because it's
Hmm.
overrides. And
Yeah.
you, when they call you, at 10 o'clock at night and say, I need help, you'll go, honey, I got to take this call. This is
Mhm.
Tony Raina, agent number one. This is Matt Johnson, agent number two, and he's with a client, and you'll take that because they're helping families, and you're all you got to do is be at home. You could be on
Yeah.
vacation. It's different than the typical job because the typical job has so many expenses. Every employee wants a raise. Here, that's
Yeah.
not the case. We're independent contractors. Everybody here, you want to give them a raise. I was,
Mhm.
we did a team huddle earlier. I was excited about our team cash last month because it was 13,000. I want to see it go to 20,000 and 30,000 because if team cash grows, my cash grows. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So that's the difference. The difference is the relationship with the people you work with. We get paid when we help clients. I'm going to show you a quick life insurance example. I already talked about one, but this is kind of another one just to think about if you're new. If you're new and you sit with 4 families in a month, that's the whole month, and you're not really skilled and you're by yourself and you mess up 3 of them or whatever, you don't explain it properly. You're not as good as Denise. You're not as good as I am or Tony Raina. But if you only help one family, and if you do that, you make $600. Well, heck, you could do it every week. And if you do it every week, now you're making profit. That's 30 grand a year. If you do it twice a week, now you're making like 60 grand a year. And you don't have any teammates. You're by yourself. That's why if you Google it, you can Google it. What's the average insurance producer make in the state of Maryland? It's about 60 to 70,000 bucks. You should be thinking, I want to make 60 to 70,000 bucks by
Hmm.
myself. By myself.
Hmm.
How do you do it? You got to get a license. Okay. To get the license, if you do it without us, you can. You'll spend a lot more money. If you do it with us, it's $100, and we'll pick up all the licenses for that $100. The home office has a great licensing process. And then the additional cost is $25 a month to keep your business up and running. That's much less than payroll. That's much less than the 15% franchise fee. That's much less than rent. That's $25 a month and you're all in. You got your business running, and all you've got to do is talk to people.
2 people.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's
You
it.
got to learn the skill of just breaking the ice, having conversations. It ain't complicated. Here's what makes us different: no risk of income to start part time. You keep doing what you're doing, pay your bills however you were paying them. Here, there's no risk. Number two, you get no financial risk. It's a low investment. We're not talking about going into debt. We're not talking about, we don't want you to have anything to do with that. This is for people that understand they have a desire to build a business, but they don't have a bunch of money and they realize sweat equity would be awesome. Because if I don't have to give up real equity and all I got to do is sweat a little bit, I'm in.
Yeah.
That was me. We have an unlimited referral system. The young man that I helped, guess what? His parents are my clients. His sister is my client. everybody that young man knows, and now he's at a new employer, I'm going to find some other clients because I'm going to take care of this guy. And that's just the way we work. We'll show you how to generate referrals, the opportunity to become a business owner, and you get to develop a huge team and qualify for full ownership that one day you can sell the business. You can sell the business at 8 to 10 times what you make. You're selling a sandwich shop now, but here our business is valued at 8 to 10 times what you make once you're at the 300,000 income level. So that's 2.4 to 3 million bucks. And you could do that. I'm telling you, these days, if you're serious, you could do it in 2 to 3 years.
That is so true.
You could be there in
That
2 to
is
3
so,
years, guys.
so true.
Wow.
So, in closing, I'm not going to go into this, but most of America gets sold on being an employee. Here, if you're going to work with us, you are going to come in. We're going to teach you how to become a successful self-employed person. We're going to teach you how to get your financial licenses. And we're going to show the motivated people how to become brokers or business owners. And we're also going to show everybody along the way how to become a good investor. Okay? And these employees, you're not that with us. You will not be an employee, but you will help a lot of them along the way. Because some people will stay where they're at, and that's totally fine. Not everybody can be a broker. Not everybody can get in the financial industry. I think anybody can, but not everybody has the thought process. Some people are scared.
The
Okay.
desire.
Some people think that the plan is to work 40 to 50 years and you hope to get there, but unfortunately, the numbers say you ain't going to make it. You're going to get here and still have to work. That's the sad part. So, but here at least you got a shot. Okay. So 6 months from now, you're either going to have 6 months of excuses or you're going to have 6 months of progress. You got to decide that. I can't decide that for you.
Yeah.
You know, I love this. It says, I'm not a smart man, but I know building my own business is better than building somebody else's.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, that's funny. Tell me again how much you love your family, but you don't own life insurance? Come on.
That's funny.
It ain't that complicated. It's a
Yeah.
referral-based business. It's talking to people, you know, and I can promise you this. I'm so thankful my buddy talked to me, and I gave him crap in the early days, but I'm thankful he dragged me to a meeting because if he didn't, we wouldn't have made what we've made. And the guy that brought us into the business, or the guy that, you know, Christian David, who a lot of us are here because of him, he's in Europe right now. He's been battling stage 4 cancer. He's on vacation. He's taken the trip of his life, which he should be. But the man has made millions and millions of dollars because of relationships and finding people. And I remember the first time I went to his house and sat down and broke bread, and him and Roxanne made me dinner, and they said, you can do it. And that's all I needed. That's all I needed. I needed to see the house. I needed to meet the people, and I needed somebody to say, I can too.
That's right.
And I'll be that guy right now to tell all of you, you can. I'm not making you dinner. I might make some of you dinner, but I'm not making you dinner right now. But I know that this week I'm meeting with some key players, and we're going to break bread, and we're going to get serious about clearly how do we get more people to make more money.
That'd be phenomenal.
And tonight is all about that. We want to grow the business, and we're looking for professionals that understand they need to get professional licenses, and we want to partner with people. That's it. Thanks for your time. Appreciate you jumping on tonight. Any questions as we wrap up? And thanks for participating, Vladimir. Thanks for your transparency. And
yeah,
I'm excited for your future, brother.
Me too.
Thank you so much.
We're pulling for you, Vladimir.
My computer is dying.
All right, sir. Well, we're done. Have a great night.
Everybody, have a wonderful evening.
Thanks for participating. Any questions? No dumb questions. Otherwise, that's a wrap.
There's no questions. Get back with whoever invited you here.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah. Get back with the person that invited you and sit down and talk to them, and they'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Good night, everybody. Take care.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night.